Hey everyone, I am outside in the garden. It's a beautiful autumn day and we are at the eve of the new moon in Taurus, so I thought I'd tap into that earth energy while I can, because we are in autumn here in the southern hemisphere and we're starting to get more of those rainy days, so we've got a few coming up. So I thought I'd just tap into the earth energy now, get outside and do some Taroscope readings for you. So I'm going to break it down into elemental signs. So I'm going to do earth signs, air signs, fire signs, water. And I'm going to use my fairy tarot deck, and I've also got my moonology cards as well. So I'm going to get straight into it because I have a tendency to talk for too long and I don't want you guys stuck watching a 2-hour video. I'm going to start off with earth. So that's Capricorn, Taurus and Virgo. Let's see what the energy is for you around this new moon. So this reading that I'm doing really is going to focus on new moon to new moon, or new moon to full moon. So if you start something in the new moon, it's working to fruition by the full moon. If you're wanting to do it for a full cycle, that is from this new moon to the next new moon, which is about 28 days. So the first card that flew out of the deck is card 16, Life Experience. You have to excuse my chickens, they're a bit noisy, I just fed them. So this is card 16, so 16 is a karmic number, karmic debt number, all about transcending the ego. And this message is let go of belief systems that no longer work for you, an important life-changing event and a situation that leads to significant opportunities. So earth signs, I do feel this is very significant for you at the moment. This is the Tower card traditionally, so I do feel this is like your life is going in a new direction, which is a really beneficial thing because new moons are absolutely perfect for new beginnings and moving forward and forward momentum. So I do feel you're coming out of this, that you've been having a lot of up and down moments with no clear structure, no clear way forward, and this is literally like the foundations are now being built again. So I do feel this is also asking you to review how you view your world, how you view life in general, and really keep an eye on your thoughts at this point in time, what you're thinking, your emotions and that kind of thing, and just check that they're staying in that positive frame of mind and not in that negative frame of mind, because what you think is what you attract to you. Okay, so we have the Chariot next, card number 7, and this is very interesting because card 7 is very significant for the soul seeker number. So this is people who are on that spiritual journey and wanting to go deeper. Tower moments generally lead us to that. So life experience is that energy of leading us further down the path of following what we actually want to do, following our soul's desire, our heart's desire. And I do feel this is where the Chariot is coming into it. And the Chariot to me is always about balance and forward momentum. So the message from this one is success that comes from dedication and self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments and being in the spotlight. So I do feel this is asking you to review where you've come from so far. Have a look at where your life has led you to this current point in time, and be thankful for all of your experiences and really pat yourself on the back. You know, don't focus on the things that have gone wrong, focus on the things that have gone right and review them and have a look at that and go, okay, well, if this went right for me, what was I doing at that point in time to make it successful? It's a really good way of being able to review what works and what doesn't work for you, especially at this point in time because we're stuck in isolation. So we've got a lot of time on our hands to actually do some soul searching and some soul thinking. And I do feel this is about balance coming back into your life as well. The Chariot is forward momentum and balance. So this is bringing in the balance. So if you've been going through a really tough time, which is this life experience energy, and you've been going through some really shitty moments, it's going to even out now. You're going to start seeing that equilibrium back in your life, which is perfect because we are in that earth energy, in that Taurus energy, which is slow and steady and all about foundations. The bottom of the deck is the 8 of Winter, and the message from this one is you have what it takes if only you believe in yourself, thinking that you're powerless when you're not, and a lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. I feel like this is the perfect card to end on the tarot side of things because this is reminding you that you do have what it takes. you have the ability to overcome any challenges, and you've just got to have that little bit of self-confidence within you. And you're not powerless. Take back your personal power by changing the way you think and changing the way you look at the situation. So let's have a look at the Moonology. Okay, so perfect card. We have the full moon in Taurus. I know we're in the new moon, but this is the Taurus energy. So this is perfect for you earth signs. This means that you're really going to have the ability to tap into this earth energy at the moment and the Taurus energy, which is all about practicality and forward momentum. The message from this card is your dreams need a practical plan. So Taurus energy is coming in right now, and this is perfect with the new moon, because the new moon is when you need to plant the seeds of your dreams and your goals and where you want to move forward. So this is reminding you that you need to have a practical plan. And this is where that Chariot energy comes into as well, and the balance. So you need to be able to have a structure. And Taurus is perfect for structure. So this is about reorganizing a routine. I do feel that earth signs at the moment do need a little bit more order in their life, getting a new routine, new structure in your day-to-day world in order to help yourself move forward and to stop feeling so stagnant. The bottom of the deck is you are very close to achieving your goal. And this is also a bluey green energy as well. So again, we've got that earth style energy. And it's almost a full moon. So we've got a lot of full moon energy here, which is about goals being achieved. With this one here saying you're very close to achieving your goal, it's almost like Spirit is stepping in and saying to you, if you put these plans into place now, you have that self-confidence, bring a little bit of balance back into your life, your goals are going to be achieved. I do feel for a lot of you, you're going to have a lot of aha moments by the time you get to the full moon that we're leading into. So really for earth signs, it's all about practicality. Slow and steady wins the race. Change your mindset and how you're viewing things at the moment, and also focus on forward momentum, what structure you can bring back into your life at this point in time to help make you feel a little bit more grounded. Okay, so that was for earth signs. So I'm going to move on to air signs next. So that's Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. You guys needed this one. So the first card that's come out is Release. Card number 13. So 13 is a karmic debt number as well. So we have a lot of karmic energy that we're in the process of moving out of our lives. 13 is all about self-esteem. And I do feel this is very strong solar plexus energy for earth signs at the moment, of needing to really focus on bringing back your confidence and your self-esteem levels within yourself, and the ability to know that you have what it takes. This message is let go of the past, an ending that makes way for new opportunities and time to move on. I do feel that this is earth signs being stuck in their head at the moment, focusing on lost dreams, perhaps things that haven't come to fruition, or perhaps looking at your life and going, okay, this isn't what I wanted, this isn't what I planned. So I do feel this is Spirit stepping in and saying, well, okay, it's time to actually move on. The past is in the past. Things are the way that they are. But if you let go of that, you're making way for that new energy and the new beginnings to come into your life. I do feel this is going to be a theme over all of the signs, that we are coming into a lot of energy of complete release. Okay, so we have the Princess of Spring. And this is a beautiful card to lead into. So we've got this release energy, the letting go of the past, the time to move on, time to move forward, stop being in your head and start focusing on what you can achieve and where you're focused on the good things that are in your life at this point in time. The Princess of Spring is all about being optimistic, enthusiastic, creative, and energetic. And it's time to go after your dreams, do something that expands your horizons, and let your creativity take flight. So I do feel this is for air signs in particular, that if you tap into this Taurus energy at the moment, this earth energy, you're going to have the ability to really ground your thoughts in reality. And what I mean by this is, I do feel air signs quite a lot are in their head. They have a lot of ideas that come to them. They have a lot of inspiration that comes to them, because that is the quality of air. but they struggle a lot of the time to bring it into reality and to start grounding it and structuring it. So tapping into this Taurus new moon and this earth energy is going to be highly beneficial for air signs at the moment to really ground these ideas that you've been having. I do feel a lot of you are working on these plans, on these ideas, and you're feeling a little bit stuck because you don't know where to move forward. And that's where Taurus is coming in. Taurus is going to ground you and help bring that into reality. And this is key though, letting go of the past. Perhaps your dreams and your goals have not gone the way that you want to. It's just understanding that you need to let go. And it's almost like saying reinvent the wheel. This is a time to reinvent the wheel. So take a different look at your situation. How can you bring it into being in a new way? And tapping into Taurus is going to be key here. And the last card that I want to draw is Strength, card number 11. So I do feel that this can be two meanings. So I feel like air signs at the moment, perhaps you're dealing with a lot of issues in relationships as well, because 11 comes through a lot of the time as a number, as twin flame energy. And with current 13, which is 1 and 3 makes 4, that's foundations. 4 is all about foundations and the home life. So I do feel this is significant for air signs. Perhaps you've been having a lot of issues in relationships that you need to let go of. You need to move forward in your relationships, whether that be in terms of breaking up, or it could be just in agreeing to disagree with each other, and bring back that fun and that creative energy into your relationship again, and remember why you fell in love. The Strength card is coming through to remind you that you do have the strength to overcome any challenges. And the message from this one is the grace and inner strength needed to overcome challenges, the power of kindness and forgiveness, and time to embrace how wonderful you are. So I do feel that the forgiveness energy is coming through from the relationship side of things. So those of you who have been dealing with a lot of complications in relationships at this point in time, forgiveness is key. Being able to forgive, let go, and move on and move forward. And this, I do feel this is also key for people bringing their dreams into fruition. Sorry, it's my dog barking. Grommet. So I do feel this is very significant now, that you do have the strength to overcome these things and to know that forgiveness is key. So forgiving others and also forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself is very key here, I do feel, for making your dreams a reality as well. Forgiving yourself for, it could even be simple things of, not sticking to a routine, or, not going after your dreams the way that everyone keeps saying you should be doing during isolation at this point in time. Forgiving yourself. You don't have to put so much pressure on yourself to achieve. And in that process, it's almost like the aspect of letting go and taking that weight off your shoulders, the expectations off your shoulders. It's funny because that's how the momentum builds again, and that's how things start making way for new energy and new life. Okay, so we have emotions are running high, the supermoon. So I do feel this is for those of you who are struggling in relationships. This is asking you to take a step back at the moment and this is that forgiveness energy, to forgive. It may be easier said than done, but it's asking you not to be stubborn. Taurus energy as well is super, super stubborn. So be aware of that at this point in time. For the next 2 weeks especially, be aware that you're going to have a lot more issues with that stubbornness, with that energy of feeling like you don't want to give in and don't want to forgive someone. But this is reminding you that you do need to forgive, and your emotions are going to be running quite high at this point in time. So to take a step back and to not let your emotions get the better of you. And that's also key for your energy of self-forgiveness as well. Once you forgive yourself, your emotions are going to level out. So we have the full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. And I find it interesting that this kind of fits in with this Princess of Spring energy, this fire energy, because that is the suit of wands. And this is telling you that everything is going to come to a climax, and how it comes to a climax is going to be up to you. So if your emotions are getting the better of you and you haven't come through with this forgiveness energy for yourself and for others, and you haven't released the past, the climax is not necessarily going to be the one that you want. But if you move into that energy of forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving others, bringing back that little bit of balance and that grounded energy to yourself again, that the climax is going to work out beneficial for you. So it's literally, the power is in your hands. Just watch out for your emotions. I do feel that's very key at the moment. Okay, so we're moving on to fire signs next. So that's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You can hear that here in Australia. The birds are very noisy as well. That's the lorikeets in the gum tree. The gum trees are all flowering at the moment and they absolutely love it. Okay, so this fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The first card out is the World. So the message from this one is a brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction, and a journey that is now complete. So again, we've got that same kind of energy of endings and new beginnings at this point in time, which is so perfect at this new moon energy. I love new moons because they do give us the ability to close off one chapter and start a new one. And I do feel this is for you, fire signs. This is very significant. You are literally closing off one chapter of your life and moving forward into the next. You know, and this is reminding you to celebrate everything that you've done so far. Celebrate your life so far. Celebrate the successes that you've had, even if it's something small, even if it means you celebrate the fact that you got out of bed every single day for the past month, you know, and showed up in the world. This is the same thing. It's celebrating where you have come from in order to move forward, and knowing that you are now on the new path. This is the full energy. This is the beginning energy again. Your chapter is complete. You can close the book, thank it for its lessons, and move on to the next stage. Okay, so we have the Five of Spring that's come out next. And the message from this one is opposing goals arising from different opinions, feeling at odds with yourself or others, and overly ambitious people. Now, I do feel this is in relationships with fire signs. I feel like you are going to be encountering a difference of opinion. And the funny thing is when I originally did this reading, which I was supposed to have done a couple of days ago before my phone mucked up, and I had to get a new phone, this card came out for fire signs as well. So this is very significant. So we have the butterflies, which is all about transformation, but we also have the wasp in here as well, and wasp is all about anger and aggressiveness. And you can see that the two fairies, even though they're kind of having fun, but at the same time they're fighting with each other, they're play fighting, they're having that slightly aggressive energy. So I do feel this is significant for fire signs in relationships at this point in time, whether that be personal, business, or any kind of relationship, that we need to be aware at this point that you are going to have differences of opinions, and to not act on those differences of opinions at this point in time. If you find yourself in the process of having an argument or the beginning of an argument, this is asking you to take a step back right now. Taurus energy is so stubborn, so we're going to be even more set in our ways, especially with opinions. So take a step back if you feel yourself getting into that aggressive energy, and just completely relax yourself. Go outside for a minute, let the fresh air clear your mind, especially for fire signs, because you know we know you can be so hot-tempered at some point in time. And this is asking you just to take a step back and know that it's okay. Having differences of opinions is okay. It's not going to affect yourself moving forward, but don't feel like the world is against you. And this is ironic because we have the world, and I do feel that this is where fire signs energy is coming in, that you're feeling like the world is against you, that everyone is against you, and this is not true. That is in your head, and this is asking you just to be aware of that, to transform that aggression into something a little bit more complacent, something that you don't bait the other person, don't push them, don't engage in the arguments. And the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Spring. Again, we've got that fiery energy, that spring energy. And the message from this one is wonderful news is on the way. Wonderful news is on the way, smart choices that bring rewards and success and public recognition. So this is very significant because if you calm your temper, if you hold out on your aggressive energy, and you are aware that you are letting go of the past, moving into a new phase, and being aware of your temper, it's going to bring forward some really positive energy into your life. You know, this is a successful card. This is good news coming on the way. Smart choices that bring rewards. The smart choices is so key with your temper at this point, of making sure you keep control of your temper. It sounds like it's not going to affect your life and it won't make things different, but at this point in time, it really will. Keeping a hold on your temper and not being so stuck in your own stubborn ways as well is going to be so key. So we have the new moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off, and this is perfect. It leads on from the 6 of spring with wonderful news is on the way, smart choices that bring rewards and success. And this is it. Your hard work is paying off. And this is an earth sign. So Capricorn is all about slow and steady as well. And Capricorn can seem kind of aloof. They can be the star sign can be quite often less emotional than other star signs, and I feel that is a significant trait for you at the moment, to not let your emotions get the better of you, to stop that aggressive energy, and to know that slow and steady wins the race and your hard work is going to pay off. Grommet. My dog's name is Grommet from Wallace and Gromit, but he's really not like Grommet. He's more like Wallace. This is perfect. So the last card that's come out for you guys is the new moon. A new start is coming, and this is so perfect. We've got a lot of new moon energy here. The world coming through, which is that endings and new beginnings. The new moon in Capricorn, your hard work is paying off, and the 6 of spring with positive energy coming your way and positive news. And this is it, the new moon. A new start is coming. It's almost like, I feel like for fire signs, you have a blank canvas almost to work with. This new moon in particular, you know, all of the work that you've been doing, everything that you've been focusing on, your dreams, your goals, you know, even your personal life, everything is coming to a blank canvas now. You are being given the ability to start afresh. So the work that you've been doing is filtering through and coming through, but at the same time you're still getting this canvas, which is giving you the ability to now move forward and to look at life the way you want it to be. You know, the opportunities are limitless. The opportunities, it's this blank canvas of the new moon. So really tap into this new moon energy now and know that you have the ability to do whatever you want. And I just want to point out too that the bottom of the deck from that shuffle was another new moon. Grommet! And it's a new romantic cycle begins in the new moon in Libra. So I do feel this is more significant in terms of balance, in terms of, yes, in your relationship, having those romantic relationships, but also falling in love with life again and falling in love with your dreams again. So it's like a renewal. You're giving a renewal of spirit, and you're being able to tap into that energy now and ground it into reality. Just watch your temper. So last but not least, we have the water signs. My home sign, I'm a Scorpio. So this is for Pisces, Cancer and Scorpio. Okay, so first out of the deck we have the 5 of Winter. And the message from this one is walking away from dishonest associations, realizing that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness and something that's not worth the effort. Very interesting card. So I feel that this is significant for people who perhaps you've been trying to do more than you can. You've got too much on your plate at this point in time. Perhaps you've been like me and were like a bull out of the gate when we went into this isolation. We're like, okay, I'm going to achieve all of this stuff. And this is reminding you that not all of that is going to bring you happiness. So this is asking you to review your plans at this point in time. This is the perfect time. Water signs are so fluid, so emotional. We're so stuck in our emotions and, you know, the daydreamy energy of where we want to go in life. But we need that in reality as well. We need to ground it. So the new moon now is asking us to review our lives, review our structure in our lives, and really focus on what we don't need anymore, what's not actually going to be beneficial for us, what's not going to serve us, and letting that go and knowing that if you keep putting energy into that, it's not going to work out. So don't make yourself tired for no reason. So this is really that renewal. a renewal of your goals, your ambitions, your dreams, even your plans in your personal life. You know, where do you want to make changes? What have you taken on board into your life that is not worth the effort? This may be in regards to relationships for some people as well. Perhaps there's certain parts of your relationship that you need to let go of, you need to move forward from. Flying out of the deck here. This is wonderful. So we have the Nine of Summer. And this is like the ultimate card in the tarot. No matter which deck you use, this is the ultimate card to get. It's all about wishes coming true, dreams fulfilled, a magical time of life. So this is it. If you let go of what no longer is serving you, review your life, review the way things need to move forward, and letting go, doing one thing at a time. That's what I'm feeling. It needs to be one step at a time. When you focus on one thing and master it, it's like when you learn new skills. When people learn new skills, they have to practice the same thing over and over and over. If you're trying to learn multiple skills at once, you don't dedicate enough time onto each individual skill, so it actually ends up taking you longer to learn the skills. This is the same thing. You know, this is asking you to do one thing at a time now. Let go of the things that aren't actually going to bring you happiness. Let go of the things that that are making you feel like it's a chore instead of actually something enjoyable. And when you let go of those things and bring that structure back, your wishes are going to come true. Ground everything in reality. Ground it in this Taurus new moon. And the perfect thing is the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Autumn. You know, this is that earth energy. Autumn is the earth energy. And this is a windfall of money, advice or assistance from others, a very successful project, and a happy change in your career. So I do feel for a lot of water signs, this is very career focused at this point in time. For me, I know that I resonate with this quite strongly. You know, this is reviewing your business plans, reviewing your goals. This is literally planting the seed. The Ace of Autumn, or the Ace of Earth, is always about planting the seeds, and we're in that new moon at this point in time. And I do feel this is about structure, bringing some structure back into your day-to-day life, bringing some structure back into how you move forward with all of your plans and ambitions. And this is reminding you too that if you've been planning on doing a project, if you've been planning on starting a new hobby, or you've got a new plan that you've been contemplating about but you don't know if it's going to work, the Nine of Summer with the Ace of Autumn is telling you, yes, do it. Plant these seeds, nurture this. Even if it's starting a new skill, perhaps it can be something as simple as you wanted to start watching a whole binge-worthy thing of Netflix. You know, it doesn't have to always be about physical or businesses and stuff like that. It's about your mindset. This is telling you that any goals that you actually want, plant them now, because they will be successful. Your dreams are going to come true. It's just letting go of what is no longer serving you. I'm excited for that because I am a Scorpio, and I like the idea of knowing that everything I've been doing so far is working. So we've got time to take a breathe out, and I do feel this is where that Five of Winter energy is coming in. This is this energy here of taking a pause for a moment, and now is the perfect time because we are in the dark of the moon, which is just before the new moon, so it's perfect to go into contemplation, release what is no longer serving, before you plant the seeds in the new moon. And this is it. It's asking you to take a time to breathe out. So pause for a moment, take a bird's eye view on your life, and even if you have to write it down, use the Taurus energy of structure. Write down pros and cons. Write down what's making you happy, what's not making you happy, where you want to make changes in your life. Take the time to have a breather and to stop with the action at this point in time and just review everything. And this is it. Take that time to breathe out. Take a time just to pause, just to rest for a moment, because in doing that, it may feel like it's unproductive, but it's really not. It's actually very productive. It gives you the ability to review what is actually working. It's like reviewing your life's plan, like a business plan. You review a business plan to see what's working and what's not. It's the same thing with life. This is asking you to review your life's plan right now and have a look where you see yourself in the future, and what you're currently doing that is not actually working. This was on the bottom of the deck before I shuffled, and I didn't think it was significant, but it jumped out again. So it's the energy is gaining momentum. And I do feel that this is why it's so significant, because we've got this energy of being told to take a breather at the moment, take a step back to review things, because the energy is going to gain momentum. This is where it's going to start leading into that ace, that new beginnings, the wishes coming true. You know, that is all of a sudden going to happen so quickly that you're not going to have time to take a breather. So now is the perfect time to do it, before you start gaining that momentum. Taking the time out for yourself, because all of a sudden things are going to start, it's like a snowball effect. Things are going to start snowballing and growing and growing and growing, and that's the energy gaining momentum. And these new beginnings and these wishes coming true are all of a sudden going to be everything in your life, and you're not going to have time to even think. So I do feel that this is very, very significant at the moment. Take this time, this new moon, to review your life, review your structure, review what's working, what's not, and where you want to move into. The bottom of the deck from there is again that fiery climax approaches, that full moon in Aries. So I do feel that's significant for us water signs, that our creativity, our passions that we've been working on are actually going to have a climax. And it's the same thing. How they climax is going to be up to you, of reviewing what works, what doesn't work, in order to move forward. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've done this fairly quickly, for me anyway. I am going to try and do this on each new moon, and perhaps on the full moons as well, just to give you a little bit of guidance. Please, if you do feel like booking in a reading with me at this point in time, all of my readings are half price, so you can see me on Facebook at Awaken Spirit, and I will put a link on the video as well for that if you would like to book in a reading with me. I hope you guys enjoy this new moon, and it's great energy where you are. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are, and lots of love. Bye.